Hello traders, I'm getting ready to recap the month of May as far as all my trades and videos. I haven't done that many because I've been really focused on getting the new website up. I show you how we turn chaos into clarity. There's a ton of educational content on the website and it's free. We'll teach you the system, how it works, and how we trade it. Please spend time on the website. I hope that you take our free trial. As we get into June, I'm going to return to a more normal schedule. I'll be getting a couple of videos out each week, and then we'll be able to continue on the previous success that we've had. So please enjoy watching the trades that we did in May. We had some really nice ones. Thank you. Stock. I think Merck is going to be the pick of the day. I also like it when a stock has an excellent earnings reaction. That tells me that institutions are excited about the numbers. They want to own the stock. Merck is your play of the day. Here are the caveats. So I want to make sure that this stock is continuing to move higher if we get the market bounce that I suspect is coming. You can see if I hover over this candle right here that it comes into play. The high is 89.48 right there. If the market is making the type of move that I suspect and the market SPY is able to close above 430, this stock should be able to clear 90 with his head of steam. So those are the two conditions. If the SPY is closing, so not intraday, it must be closing 5 minutes before the close. You check it. If it is closing above $430, if Merck is also above $90, then you would take this trade. Good morning, traders. It is Tuesday, May 3rd. We're about 2 hours before the open. FOMC statement tomorrow. Big news. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Merck, MRK was your pick from last Friday. Love the stock. However, I gave you two conditions that kept us out of the trade. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Let me say that I really like Merck. I'm going to give you a new set of instructions toward the back end of this video. Really like what I see. Market first, market first, market first. The two conditions, Merck had to be above $90 and the S&P 500 had to be above $430, which is right in here, and you can see, no way, Jose. It has really been selling off hard. So I'm going to get into Merck a little bit later. We're going to find a new pick. We'll have two bullish trades working in the event that the reaction to the FOMC statement tomorrow is bullish. WDC. I like this stock. I like it. This is going to be your pick of the day. So here's what I like about it. You come in, bounce, set this low, higher low, double bottom. Actually, a little bit of a head and shoulders formation in here. Kind of hard to see. Your neckline's like that. As far as a head and shoulders, it probably would be more like Quasimodo, but there is one in there. The main thing is that you're making a higher low here. You've got a downward sloping trend line that's been breached to the upside. You have a horizontal resistance level that's been breached to the upside. You have the stock right on that 100-day moving average. Look at that volume. Now let's look at the relative strength intraday and pick up on that. There's your earnings reaction after the close, and you can see how the stock gapped up on that earnings reaction. So this is the price action the next day, again after the close, and it holds all of the gains. Look at that market sell-off. Look what the stock did. There are buyers in WDC. So we want the SPY above 320. We want the stock to be above the 100-day moving average. If you get those two conditions, and they can happen anytime, I'm just going to put that out there, anytime you see that. So I think 54 is about where that 100-day moving average comes in, 54.13. Stock above the 100-day moving average, SPY above 420. Take a position in it. Look for a positive reaction to the FOMC. Good morning, traders. It is Friday, May 6th. Thank God it's Friday. Been kind of a nasty week for the market. Let's start off with our previous pick. Actually, we had two of them. Merck was a pick from last week. Didn't quite trigger, but I liked the stock when I did my last video on Monday. You can see how the stock has this nice upward sloping trend line. This is our flagpole. We have a bullish flag formation, earnings before the open, big rally. So I like this stock, but the condition was that the SPY had to close above 430 and we needed the stock to close above $90. Neither of those two conditions were met. However, let's take a quick look at the stock. Fantastic pick. I love it. The market has been selling off hard. What has the stock done? It's treading water near the all-time high. That is the beauty of trading relative strength. Let's say that we were a little bit more bullish on the market, a little bit more aggressive on the market. We would have taken a position here with the market falling apart. We would not have lost any money, but we still would have had plenty of upside if the market would have taken off. So I still like Merck. I do not like the market. We're going to get into that in just a second. My pick of the day, Monday morning, this was 2 hours before the open. I did this recording. WDC. Please go back and check the recording. You'll see that this is where the stock was when I was doing the recording. I was oblivious to the price movement, but if you watch that video, you'll see WDC was on my list of stocks to watch, and it just absolutely popped. I didn't expect any price movement before the open. Hardly anything moves 2 hours before the open, so I wasn't really watching it. But what I did like about WDC was this defined breakout above that downward sloping trend line. I love the fact that we had a double bottom higher low and a breakout. This is almost a cup and handle formation, a breakout through that horizontal resistance. And here's the key. Here's the key to everything that we do. It had relative strength. That is a sign that institutional buyers are out there supporting the stock. Well, so what? So what? We want to follow the smart money. The smart money knows that there's something going on in the stock. They are accumulating shares when the market is down, 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 and tech stocks are selling off like mad, and you see one that's bucking the trend. That is a trail of breadcrumbs that we follow. I can't tell you how many times we have stocks where we get into the position, and because we're able to identify relative strength and we're able to see that institutions are accumulating shares, we take a position, and the next day or the day after, boom, news hits and the stock flies. That is why this system works so well. That's exactly what happened here. There was a spinoff proposed and an acquisition of WDC's Flash business that actually turned out to be quite a nice pick. But to be fair, I can't really call it a winner because the market conditions had not been met, and I really wanted to see the SPY close above 430. So let's get into our market analysis, but let's take a look at that WDC pop right there. If you got in, you did have a chance to make money on that news, and I did post in the description of the YouTube video that there was news pending. So this is one that I like. NUE. Look at how nice and tight that upward sloping trend line is. Through many points, the more touches, the better. It is also breaking down below this horizontal support right here. It is also below the 50-day moving average, and it has plenty of room to go down to that 100-day moving average. I like it short. If you wanted to be more conservative with this play, you could sell an out of the money bearish call spread keying off of that 150 price level, sell the 150s, buy the 155s, do that for a $1 credit, probably be able to go out maybe 2 or 3 weeks and get that type of credit for it. I think that trade will also work and you'll be able to take advantage of accelerated time premium decay. I also like just shorting the stock. I think that the market's going to have a little bit of a relief rally on that unemployment report, but Overseas markets were super weak. We've seen selling pressure down here near the low. I don't see a bounce coming right now. I think that the fear of recession is still very great, and I believe that steel producers are going to see some added weakness, and the stock has a chance to get down to the 100-day moving average. I will be reviewing this trade sometime early next week. Going to be launching my new website. I'll have lots of information on that as well. When I do my next video, I'm quite confident that NUE is going to be trading below that 141 level. Trade well. We'll see you then. Good morning, traders. It is Tuesday, May 10th. Let's start off with my last pick of the day. I recorded this 2 hours before the open, got the video out an hour before the open. You had ample time to be able to short the open on Friday. NUE was my pick of the day. Stock opened at about $140. Yesterday, it traded down to about $130. $10 winner in 2 days. Awesome trade. Relative strength, relative weakness. That's what we trade. Also, market first. So we're going to start out with our market analysis in just a second. UAL. I believe all of these stocks are going to set up a really nice opportunity. I like the fact that UAL has a little bit more room on the downside. You can see how far that stock can fall down to the $31 level. So this morning, we are going to get a market bounce. Here's what you'll be looking for. As the market rallies, we want to see a lid on UAL. We want to see UAL staying below that 50-day moving average. We want it below that 100-day moving average. If the market rallies on the open, I believe we're going to get a little bit of a relief rally. So let's go in and take a look at the 5-minute chart. So the market's going to open somewhere around the 402 level. So right in here. But as the market opens, I believe you're going to see the bid gradually crumble and be tested. Again, on a longer term basis, we're not going to see a substantial market rally until we hit that air pocket, until we have that capitulation low. I'm certainly not expecting much of a market bounce between now and the FOMC statement in June. We've already had earnings season, so that catalyst is gone. Inflation numbers, CPI, they're coming out this week. They'll probably be a little bit better than feared, but not enough to really produce a big market rally. With all the dark clouds that we have, I'm expecting a little bit of a rally, and then after a heavy round of selling like we had yesterday, gradually the sellers will come back in. Maybe it takes half an hour, maybe it takes an hour, maybe it takes 90 minutes. Eventually, those sellers are going to be coming back. And what I want to see UAL do is I want to see it continue to sink from its opening price. Let's go into a 5-minute chart. I'm going to take off the 1-0 squeeze indicator, but to show you what that looks like, this is a compression when you have yellow dots. Gray dots means that it's out of the compression. If you ever see yellow dots and then a green dot, that means that it has blown through the upper end of that compression. So in this case, it just happened to slide through the lower end of it. We're going to remove that indicator and we are going to put up 1.0 SI, and we can also do an SPY overlay. And you can see how stock weak relative to the market on a daily basis. Go into that 5-minute basis. You can see how the stock is selling off the entire day. Let's put up the SPY. SPY never did rally, but this is the price action, exactly what we're looking for. Market gray line. Up, 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 up. What did this stock do? Did it bounce? No, not at all. Well, how come? Because there's so many sellers that every buyer that comes in, and there is some natural buying because you've got baskets of stocks being bought by the programs, and you've also got short sellers who, when they see a market bounce, they'll start buying back some of their shorts and taking profits on it. Well, all that little buying pressure because of the market rally has been overpowered by sellers who are just nailing it and nailing it and nailing it and nailing it. That's how you know it cannot even get off the deck with a market rally. That's a sign that there are institutional sellers. That is the tell that I teach. That is the system that we trade. So I'm going to be looking for similar in UAL this morning. You get this nice little market rally on the open. I want to see UAL be sluggish like this. Can't get off the deck. If I get that combination and then the market starts to retreat right away, early in the morning, and I see UAL giving up its bid, starting to sink lower, that is going to tell me that this is an excellent short, and I will take that short position and I will even swing it at this point because I feel that the market is going to head lower over the course of the next few weeks. I just have to be patient with UAL. I have lots of reasons to feel that it's going lower on a technical basis. I've shown you that breached upward sloping trend line. It's through all the major moving averages. It's weak relative to the market. We have all the check boxes marked. So when I do my next video in a few days, I'm pretty sure that UAL is going to be trading lower than its current price of 43. Good morning, traders. It is Thursday, May 12th. Let's take a look at our last pick. That's how I start all my videos off. I want you to get a feel for the track record. Been hitting so many trades in a row. This is another winner. UAL. I showed you that Tuesday morning before the open, about an hour before the open or so. Got the video out. I told you why I'm short the market, why I like this stock for a short. We wanted to see it below that 50-day moving average. We'll take a look at the daily chart in a second. You can see how it held up pretty well on Tuesday. Now, on Tuesday, I did mention to you that the market was going to open higher, but that I felt that those gains would quickly be given back. But you can see the stock was relatively strong. Orange line above zero means that it's strong relative to the S&P 500. However, yesterday, right in here, it started to shed that weakness and it got below the 50-day moving average. Boom, here we go. Nice drop today. So let's go into the daily chart. Take a look at what we've got going here. Upward sloping trend line, breach to the downside. Major moving averages coming into play. Put the 200-day up there, 100-day, and the 50-day moving average. And you can see this was really the key to the trade here is we wanted to get below that 50-day moving average. We closed below it yesterday. UAL had relative weakness. Boom. There is your drop today. Below all the major moving averages. I think UAL still has lots of potential downside. Yeah, little sticky point right here near the low of the day. If the market starts to decline, this stock is going to follow suit. So I like UAL still. I like NUE. That was my short from last week. That stock continues to get pounded. I believe it was down to almost 122 today, $18 winner in that direction. So these picks are working out for us. I'm going to take a very quick pause, and then we'll get into the market analysis, and we'll find another pick of the day. Look at it to see if it's still preserving its relative weakness, because that is going to be the pick of the day. Now, I like this because you can see visually upward sloping trend line, many touches in here, here, here. So this is a nice upward sloping trend line, violated to the downside, below all the major moving averages, below horizontal support, and you can see how the selling pressure has been picking up. Now we've got a bullish hammer right here because the market has been in rally mode, but it has not been able to close the gap. So there is still some relative weakness in this stock, and there you can see. So market on its high of the day closed the gap. Stock on its high of the day, not quite, and not able to close that gap. You can see that it's starting to pick up some relative strength in here right now. So we want to make sure that this gap is preserved, and we know that we don't need to rush in and short this stock right away because the market is still trying to inch its way higher, and we have heavy volume on the stock. That's also a good sign because we'd like to see those technical support levels break down on heavy volume. So let's go take a look at my last video. It was on Thursday, I believe. So SI was a short that I really liked. The market had been falling apart. I felt that we still had downside to the market. Lots of market analysis coming up, so stay tuned. Stock, this is about where the video came out. Stock was at about $67 or so when it was posted, so there was plenty of room to make money on it on a day trading basis. I've been trying to give you some swing trades too that you can hold overnight, maybe hold for a couple of days. The market has been so dang volatile that swing trading has been super difficult. You can see how the next day all of the crypto stocks took off from deeply oversold conditions. So did the market. This is a daily chart of the S&P 500, and you can see what's happened since that video. Big market bounce. We're going to get to the market in a minute. So let's take a look at SI. Gee, Pete, I got into this trade on a swing trading basis. What should I do with it? Well, you have a major horizontal support level here, which is now resistance. And you can see how the stock has broken down below that horizontal support. Now that is a resistance level. It comes into play around $85 or so. That's where I'd have my stop. I still believe that this stock is very weak. You can see, yes, it's bounced with the market, but not to the extent that the market has. Well, how do I know that? Well, you can see there's a bullish hammer for the S&P 500, this little chart popping out on the right side. This is the SPY on a daily basis. You can see how the market has been able to rally substantially. This stock has not been able to get through that relative high. So again, that $85 level is where you would have your stop if you had a longer term swing trade on. I still believe use. So we're going to go into this chart and I'm going to bring it back one more time. And you can see we don't have 50 candidates to go through. We only have a few. So I'm going to flip through these pretty quickly. I can't spend much more time or I won't get the video out before the open. So first one, Airbnb. I like it. I think this is going to be a good short. Let's put up the major moving averages. Let's take a look at that 15-minute chart, by the way. Look what the stock did. Look what the market did on a 15-minute chart. Rally, rally, rally into the close. Look what this stock did. Couldn't even get to the high of the day. I think Airbnb is going to be our pick of the day. How would I approach this, Pete? How would I set this trade up? Well, we can do something as easy as a 15-minute chart. We're going to go in, we're going to set a GTC alert. We're going to click on a low here, and we'll click on a low here. Now we've got our upward sloping trend line. It happens to coincide with the low of the day from Tuesday. Okay, if it can get below the support level, that would be pretty significant. Go into a daily chart, see if we got anything working there. Probably pretty similar upward sloping trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. That looks pretty good. So that's what we're going to do. If Airbnb is able to trade below the low from Tuesday, hover over, the low was 115.17. So Airbnb below 115, SPY below 402.50, we are taking a short position. Hello traders, it's Tuesday, May 24th. We're about 3 hours into trading. Let's get started with the video. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get many videos out. I've been super busy releasing my new website, which by the way is up. Please come take a look. It has a ton of educational content. You don't have to buy anything to learn the system, why it works, how we trade it. Also, I'm going to be releasing a new mobile app in about the next 10 days. So this will be the last video that I do until I release that mobile app. I'd love to have all of you come in and take the free trial and check it out. I think you're really going to like it. So let's do a recap. take a look at the last trade. My video came out a week ago, Wednesday, May 18th, before the open. I suggested shorting Airbnb if the stock could get below 115 and if the SPY traded below 402.50. Well, SPY made that condition almost instantly, traded below 402.50, and there's $115 on Airbnb. Look at what the stock did all day. It was down about $8 from the open. Another fantastic trade. Now, I've mentioned in the video, please go back and watch it. Everything right now has to be a day trade. It has to be a day trade. There's no point to swing trading right now. S&P up 60 points one day, down 80 the next, up 70 the next, down 50 the next. That's not a swing trading environment. It's great for day trading. Lots of huge ranges. I'm going to get into market analysis, and because I'm not going to be doing a video for a long time, I want to make sure that you have your market bearings, and I'll set the tone of what to watch for. But you can see how Airbnb continued to pull back. We'll go into the daily chart, and you can see that, yes, the stock has been chopping on its way down. There was your big day from last week, and look, we're below that low again. I had another pick, SI, that was my previous pick before that, and you can see that, yes, on that particular day when the recommendation came out, the stock sold off. It was a nice winner, but then boom, we had this big short covering rally. Since then, the stock has continued to drift lower, so SI was another nice pick, and I think it's going to continue to perform on the short side.